Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is part 2 of Novak Djokovic versus Roger Federer in the Wimbledon 2019 finals. This is the full match play review, part 2. Djokovic is serving. Djokovic is down 2-3. Federer's got 3 games. Let's get into it. Out wide serve. First ball to the other side. So here, what are his options? Djokovic can go line. He can go line deep. He can go drop shot line. He could go deep cross. He could go cross drop. He goes deep to his backhand. Okay. Look, from Djokovic's perspective there, it's like, okay, if you're going to beat me, Federer, in this point, you're going to have to beat me with your weaker shot, your backhand. And you're going to have to kind of thread the needle, right? So I think he took a calculated risk there, and it worked. Let's keep going.
15 love.
So fascinating how Roger can change his strategy from match to match. Look at Nadal, look at Djokovic, they're all his style.
Let's see where Federer goes on this return. Look at it. Look how wide his stance is on his split step here. Weight on the right foot. Look how he's going to push off the right foot. Let's see when he makes contact. Let's see when his other foot touches. He makes contact. Look how he makes contact here. Roger Federer makes contact on the return. His left foot hasn't even touched the ground yet. Now his left foot touches the ground. So time and time again, you're going to see, even at the highest level, this is how the best return footwork is done. Okay? First serve returns. Not talking about, a ball where you have to move up a lot or something like that. But like more of the reaction returns, this is the footwork. Split step. Take a step with your outside foot if you need to cover some distance, or just pivot. Push off your outside foot, go forward, make contact, and then your other foot will touch down, usually in front more, if you're pushing off going forward. You have to be able to master that timing, or else your returns are going to not feel solid. You're not going to be able to hit them consistently. You're just going to be kind of out there hitting, and just guessing, okay? So that's something that you can see in your video, and you can repeat that. Wow, Djokovic crazy getting low there. All right, let's watch it. Wow. Let's watch that point again. That's crazy, actually. So Federer goes deep return. Djokovic, look how low Djokovic gets here. He's so low, his hips are low, he's turning, and look how low his right knee is. If you were to see from the side view angle, his shin angle would be like this, not like this. So Federer here decides to go down the line. Interesting decision there. He wants to spread him to his backhand side, maybe to do damage to the other side. Let's see what he wants to do. Okay, interesting. I mean, he's executing a good ball. Djokovic is super far back. But look, Federer thought that because Djokovic was this far back and on the run, that he probably wasn't going to be able to hit it deep. With most players, that's a great decision, and that's good risk tolerance, in my opinion. However, that's Novak Djokovic, and he hit a really good shot, deeper than Federer thought. So that's why Federer gave him a short ball, because he actually didn't read that ball correctly. So even at the highest level, these guys sometimes make mistakes like that, right? But it was a calculated risk there, and most players are going to give him a short ball. But Djokovic is a beast, obviously. So let's see what Djokovic does there. So that's super interesting. So Federer gives him a short ball. Short ball. He goes down the line. He probably wasn't even trying to do that. But he's coming in. Djokovic sees he's coming in. And Federer is doing a good job coming in slowly, actually. right? He's actually split stepping when Djokovic is hitting the ball. So he's going to be a little bit more no man's land, right? Notice how Federer is not over committing to the net. He's not charging in. That's a very common mistake with lower level players. They hit an approach and they rush in like a maniac. And then guess what happens? You're going to get burned with a lob. Okay? So take note of why Federer did this, right? Now, the next level chess move is Djokovic noticing, okay, lob's probably not the best option right now. Yes, I could rip a ground stroke, right? Which he could do. He could hit topspin either down the line or cross court, hit an angle, right? But what he decided to do was go to the slice and keep it low to Federer. So basically the decision making there was, how can I get that ball low angle to Federer? Is it topspin or is it slice? Potentially the topspin angle could have been better. However, he executed the slice incredibly and Federer made contact significantly below the net, literally on the ground. So that makes total sense why he went for that shot, because he probably had the confidence to know he could keep it that low. So then Federer gave him a floating ball. Wow. Djokovic rips a swing volley. That's just crazy. Wow. Let's continue. Look at what he does in the slow-mo on the swing volley. Wow, great timing. Not that good of a return from Federer, honestly. Djokovic could have done a little bit more footwork, not get his feet set so quickly. Because look, the ball actually bounced. Wow, that's actually kind of crazy. Look, the ball kind of bounced a little bit away from him. That's probably why. Look, it bounced, and then it bounced away this way, which is kind of a weird bounce for the backhand. And that's what you're going to get also with grass. You're going to have like the ball skidding like that. So yeah, when you realize there's no guarantee on where the ball is going to be bouncing and how the trajectory is going to be, you're going to start moving your feet more. You're going to take more adjustment steps, because the ball, if it's windy, if it's a weird surface, it can bounce and go away from you. So it's critical when you're waiting for the ball, even if it's an easy shot, like they don't hit that good of a shot to you, don't take advantage of that and say, hey, now I can chill out. Say, hey, now I got to double down. Let me take advantage of the slow ball and move my feet even more, right? Most people, they just scale it back when they should scale it up.
30-15.
First time Roger went over the backhand return, giving his opponent a different look again.
40-15.
Good serve. The down the tee serves are really critical. And what I usually program for players is like, let's dial in the out wide serves. And then once you're really competent with that, you gotta have a good down the tee, because you have to keep your opponents honest. And that will make your out wide serves next level as well. Okay. So notice how, yes, they use the out wide serves, but then they're also able to throw in a really good flat or slice down the tee or whatever serve they hit. And that keeps their opponent honest. And that's why they're able to throw in the out wide serves in important moments, and their opponents aren't like over kind of reacting to it, right? They're still kind of like, they don't really know where they're going to go, because they've utilized the down the tee serve strategically as well. He's bouncing the ball. He's going through his routine.
So today's the day. I've got my RTA mock system and
These ads,
Coyote
man.
appliances, and they did tell.
And Djokovic. Three games all. First set.
15th Wimbledon for Novak Djokovic, 32 years of age, the top seed. First #1 in 2011. The defending champion here. 5 years he has ended as the world's #1 player, same as Federer.
Really like the quality.
Look how turned Djokovic is here. His shoulders are so turned, open stance, right foot pointing to the outside. Body weight going forward into the shot. He didn't really keep his stance though. He kept his stance there. Look how wide he is when he's hitting that. And then look on the next one. Look at the one that he misses. I'm not saying it's 100% why he missed the ball, but it's something that he does differently that contributes. You see that? How his weight, he didn't turn his hips with his left leg planted. You know? I mean, look, he can totally make that if he just times the ball better, but why not do something that is going to help contribute to a higher percentage shot, right? That's all this is, right? Because you can never guarantee a make, but you can guarantee certain inputs that you can do and that you can control, right? That will give you a higher chance of success.
I really like the quality of the match. Somewhere in the final, it takes a lot longer to get going.
18 love.
Come on,
Even in
Roger.
the Nadal Federer semi-final, the
What a
first
guy.
set was subdued. I thought both players had come out all guns blazing.
Even though Federer won this point, he had a good volley and Djokovic couldn't get there. Notice the decision making that Djokovic did here. He gave Federer a short ball, Federer approached down the line, and Federer's coming in. This is a very typical approach situation, like very common. Like you're gonna do this literally every set you play, probably at least once. And notice where Djokovic goes. Even though he loses the point, take note of his strategy here, and he still decides to rip the ball cross and make Federer come up with a solid volley, right? He's not giving him an easy volley, but obviously like at this level, Federer has insane volleys, so he's able to do damage there. But the lesson is, in that position from Djokovic, he's still deciding to go cross there and make Federer come up with a volley, you know? So win or lose the point, that was a good decision to make and make Federer come up with a good volley. And he made Federer prove to him that, okay, I can make this, whatever, right? And obviously, like, you're playing against all-time great, so you're probably going to see at this level, like, taking more risks with, you know, obviously maybe going away from them more because they can execute their shots so well. But this is still going to show you that he's still playing the percentages. Probably very similar to how he was doing it when he was a little younger as well. So it's still going to apply for you.
It's going to have an impact, giving at second serve.
This is the wrong decision to go cross court here. Wrong decision to go cross court here. Positioning wise, there's no reason to. Yeah, there's really not many reasons why you should go cross court here. I mean, even if he wins, yeah, he won the point. He won the point, but that doesn't matter because he could have won the point 2 shots earlier. Boom, going here. Right? So just take note of that. Like in this situation, like he should have gone down the line, you know, and he would have hit a winner off of it, like basically guaranteed. So yeah, let's continue.
Love.
FEDERER is trying and slam event team, but it is the game. It's a number being playing disarm on the other side. How to disarm.
Look at that. Just look at what you can replicate for yourself. Maybe you can't hit the ball as hard as him, but I promise you, you can replicate getting the placement that you get here where you hit a slice or out wide serve. It bounces, it crosses the service box, it crosses the sideline within the service box, and you can consistently get your opponents to return in the alley or even farther outside of the alley. So that's something that you have to be able to like pull the trigger on whenever you want to. So like if you don't have that as like something you can just go to, like there's something off in your training in terms of being able to structure points. So just notice how effective this was. And look, Federer actually did a good job returning. He actually pushed off and went diagonal forward to cut the court, which is the right thing you should do on out wide serves because there's a lot of angle. So the more time you give the ball in the air, the farther it's going to go away from you, which is another reason why that type of serve is really effective. But to counter that, when you move, you have to cut the court more aggressively. Okay, so that's what Federer is demonstrating right here. So yeah, and look, I mean, he did the right thing. He missed the return because it was a good serve and it made it hard for him. But yeah, I mean, Federer did the right thing with his positioning, and like if you're Federer's coach there, it's like, yeah, I mean, that happens. He hit a good serve and he did the right thing. Yeah, he just missed it, but that's all right. That happens.
15 love.
Hopefully Novak serving with new balls. Gonna speed up the serve a little bit, especially on that second serve.
Yeah, that's also a factor, right? The new balls.
That's that new guy energy.
Oh, he's back. That's the 4th time he's done.
Yeah, so like here on his approach shot, I mean, look, Djokovic obviously came up with a really good shot here, but what Djokovic didn't have to do is he didn't have to really move that much. So like placement wise, like Roger Federer hit a good shot, but like at that level, at the world class, at the finals of a Grand Slam level, like that is below what he should be doing, right? It's like not that good of an approach actually, because you can't give the person who has the best backhand of all time a stationary backhand passing shot. Like at least make him play it on the run, right? Especially if you're coming into net, like you got to be doing some type of damage. Giving him a neutral movement shot right? Where he doesn't have to move like that defensively or anything. You're just putting yourself at a disadvantage. So yeah, he just didn't execute the approach shot effective enough. He should have done more damage with it. Take a little more risk.
You see when Federer got this short ball, Djokovic almost moved before he had hit it. He's leaning into.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, he knew he didn't execute that lob that well. The main thing here, like, that you can apply for yourself is, okay, let's say you're in Djokovic's situation, right? Okay, you hit your serve, he hits like a okay, I mean, it's a deep ball for sure, but like Djokovic is there in time and he wants to go for a lob, especially against this guy right here with like a one-hander. But regardless, even if they have a two-hander, when you're sending up the lob against a righty, especially like in this situation, you want to really prioritize, like, at all costs, just at least get it to his backhand side. So even if he has to do something, he has to hit either a backhand volley or like the shot like this over his shoulder, right? Like backhand overhead type thing. So with that has to be like the priority, as well as like the overall height, right? Just to make it more difficult. But on overheads, especially at this level, the best mistake on lobs is missing it long. So like this would be like, I would say the second best mistake, which is like, this is missing it too short technically, which is giving him an overhead, which you're basically giving up the point there unless they miss the overhead. But yeah, so the lesson there is just prioritize getting it more to his backhand. So even if you mess up the lob, at least they have to put it away with a backhand volley or a backhand overhead, right? Or they have to do an insane amount of footwork to really earn that point by running around it and hitting a normal overhead. So it's just adding more friction for them to win the point. Make it more difficult for them to win, basically.
I like it.
Bit of chip and charge.
I'm so underappreciated on grass these days. Everybody wants to stay back and rally. Just a little chip and bluff your way to the net.
Interesting analysis there.
And all
from
these
the
different
commentator.
tactics from Federer will just keep Djokovic thinking. A little bit of uncertainty in his mind.
Red for service.
Open stance. Look how still his torso is there. He keeps his body so still. That's why his contact point's so clean. And he fully prioritizes hitting the shot. He's not trying to move right as he's hitting. He's not going into the shot, hitting it, and then like thinking about, oh, I need to recover already. No, look at it. Look how he hits it. Look how he hits the forehand. Boom. He hits it. He hits the forehand. He finishes the shot fully, and boom, he hits it. Weight goes a little forward, and then he's like, okay, boom. He realizes he had a great shot. He starts to move in.
Yeah. Games all. First. 4 games all. First set.
Won his 4th Wimbledon last year as the world number 21. And he returns as the top seed, world number 1.
Sadly, windshield chips can turn into windshield cracks. But at least you can go to safelight.com and schedule a fix in minutes.
Sweet.
SafeLight can come to you for free. Don't wait. Go to safelight.com and schedule now.
Coffee Mate is the world's biggest coffee lover. Because
Oh, you are? Because I have a sign. Do you have a sign?
No, we don't have a sign. Fine, you're the biggest coffee lover.
Full roll.
Look at what he did there. So it's a pretty good ball down the line. Djokovic gives him a little shorter ball, so his first move is staying tight to the baseline, moving directly laterally. Then he's realizing as it's about to bounce, it's going shorter, so he doesn't really have that much time to take too many steps. So he takes a step, and let's look at his next step. It's going to be more forward, diagonal, going into the shot, moving in a line, cutting the court more diagonally, right? Like in a line towards the net there, right? Like this type of line, right? He actually took the step a little more lateral than I thought, but his body weight was transferring more diagonal. Yeah. Totally.
Foot kept moving.
Look at Djokovic's grip when he's preparing. His left hand is in his backhand grip. His right hand is in his forehand grip. So all he has to do is change his lower hand, his right hand, to a more continental grip to hit his backhand, but he can just let go and hit his forehand off the return. So it's very seamless to transition from either a forehand return to a backhand return, and that's the most simple way to do it. So if you are having kind of trouble on your return setting up, changing the grips, just keep it simple. Left hand and your backhand grip, obviously for two-handers, and then make your right hand your forehand grip, and then only change your right hand, okay, if you need to hit your backhand, right? And that's kind of the most seamless way to do it. Look what Federer did there. This is very high level strategy stuff here. So look, he got the short ball. Most players are going to be like, okay, let me just hit it to the other side. That's like basic stuff. Like, okay, this guy's over here, Djokovic is on this side, let's hit it to the other side. But at this level, what did we talk about in another video? We talked about the anticipation factor of someone when you gave someone a short ball at a higher level, because look, Federer can execute the approach shot incredibly, right? He gave him a sitter. This ball is like, might as well have hand fed it to him, right? He can do whatever he wants on this shot. So the only chance Djokovic has is to guess early and commit to a side. Because if he doesn't commit, it doesn't matter if he realizes where Federer is going, he's going to be too slow to even get there, right? Because the execution will be really high. So then Djokovic did a good job, and he started guessing. And he just guessed wrong. He guessed to this side. So Federer, okay, his job is to wait as long as possible, and we're going to watch it again so you can see it in real time, because this stuff happens at a very this is like milliseconds right here, right? But his job is to wait as long as possible till Djokovic commits to a side. Then place the ball to the other side, right? So that's like the 3D chess that he can do there. So let's go back and look at the timing of Federer here. He's waiting, wait. You see how he waited a little longer. Djokovic started taking a step or two, and then Federer went. Like, that's textbook strategy, and you can actually apply that for your own game too.
Thirty love. Mr. Djokovic exchange call of service line, ball was calling.
Give those Mills.
So was this a good decision for Federer to go down the line here? I think it was a good decision because he's up 40 love, okay? And he can take risk now. He can totally take some risk. And there's a big gain from making that shot. He would have won the point immediately. And he was already kind of in a bad position in the point. So for him, he was willing to risk a point to finish the game. So yeah, that was actually a pretty good decision. It was a tough shot, but he knew that going into it. Let's see where he serves here.
You found a place of complete focus.
Roger doesn't put enough on the serve. Novak steps right into it and forces the error.
Game Federer.
So the higher level you get, that's why you got to have variety in your serves as well, right? But don't fast track the process too quickly if you don't even have a really reliable weapon of a serve yet that you can consistently hit your spots with, all right? But once you kind of have some of those things established, you got to have a bomb down the tee to keep them honest and to be able to spread the court the other way as well, all right? So let's see here.
Finals in one of these fights. No mention of he played Wimbledon
To do even as if take him in top of his.
See here, he made the right volley decision, right? Remember before he went cross on that? Djokovic was basically in a similar position, and he learned from it. He went line, that was good.
Forward. It's a great statement on the first point with Djokovic.
Also, one thing that the pros do, and especially Roger Federer, like he's been known to do this, is realize that don't play your opponents one-dimensionally. And what I mean by that is most people, they're just thinking about left and right. You also have to be thinking about forward and back and bringing your opponents either forward, backwards, maybe a little bit to the side, but also forwards, right? Make them move in positions that they probably don't practice as much. Think about all the people you practice with right now. What are their movement patterns when they're practicing? Like in the last week of training that you guys did, there's probably a lot of stuff where maybe it's left and right, side to side, right? Maybe doing some patterns like that. It's good, right? It's good to do that. But just be aware of, okay, maybe these people aren't that used to moving forward and back. So as a general rule, that's a great thing to experiment with your opponents and just gauge their movement forward and backwards and see if they can still get set up in their stances and hit the ball and be consistent while moving forward. That's a big area that a lot of players don't really attack on, and it's a very easy thing for you to incorporate. right? You can mix in some short slices. You can hit some top spin angle shots. You can obviously mix in drop shots, right? So yeah, there's a lot of ways to kind of do that. But yeah, start trying that out in your own game.
Djokovic serving to stay in the first set at 4-5. Pro.
Wow, that's crazy. That is a crazy drop shot. That's wild. It's crazy feel. That's an insane feel.
The floating return, and then it hit the line. Final touch, the
And look,
delicacy.
what did he do? He hit the drop shot. Most people, they hit the drop shot and they just stand there like fools. They just hit the drop shot, they just stand there flat-footed. Look what Federer did. He hit the drop shot and he comes forward. As a general rule, if you got no idea what you're doing out there, you hit a drop shot, come into net. That will help you a lot more than the times that it might hurt you, all right? It will hurt you if you hit a terrible drop shot, it's floating, and they can crush the ball at you. Then obviously your coach might tell you, oh, you should have been back there. But that's an issue of the execution of the drop shot, not the decision to hit the drop shot, right? If you hit a better drop shot and your opponent has to make contact low, they're going to pop up the ball. Do you want to be at the net to put that away on the next shot, or do you want to be at the baseline? Probably you want to be at the net, right? So take note of that. You hit a drop shot, come into net.
And then it hit the line, which gave Djokovic no chance.
Slice out wide serve, ace.
Timely response from Djokovic. He was at 43% first serves.
Look at his chest angle. Look at Djokovic's chest angle here. It's pointing up to the ball. He's pushing from his legs. He's going up. And his chest, his thoracic spine has a lot of mobility. So he's able to go up with his chest, going up as he's pushing up from the ground. He should go down the line unless he feels 100% he can go cross court and hit a winner. Let's see what he does. He went down the line. It makes sense because look where Federer was. Federer was over here and Federer actually was guessing early. Yeah, he was kind of overcommitting to this side. So Djokovic made the right decision there.
You'd expect nothing less.
When in trouble.
Men's skin dries out faster in the cold. Take your skin to its happy place with Dove Men's Micro Moisture technology that leaves your skin feeling hydrated. Dove Men, care changes everything.
You wouldn't settle for Bateman when there's Batman?
Come on, Batemobile, don't die on me now.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Wow. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that's just stresses the importance of the serve there because he's able to bail himself out of a pretty tough situation there where he was kind of in a deficit where Federer could have basically run away with the first set. And now he's back in a position of control here. So let's see. See what he does.
Deuce.
Goes to the out wide serve again. Wow. That's just a tough ball to make at 5-4 deuce. That's a tough ball to make. You're moving on the run a little bit, angle backhand, one-hander. That's tough. That's a tough ball to hit.
Had to
that
work
short.
so hard to recover to his backhand side to retrieve the Federer return.
It's just a harder
Huge
shot to
disappointment
execute.
for Federer. Did he miss the backhand?
Could have been set point.
Could have.
Oh my gosh.
That is a champion's game from Novak Djokovic.
First.
His eyes as beautiful, technical.
Please. Mr. Djokovic is challenging the ball right.
Out wide
line.
serves.
Ball was 15 love.
In.
Djokovic has one.
Nothing. Turn, you know you've done something right with the.
Notice how wide his stance is. And then look at your stance. Does it look like this? Does it not? If you're trying to learn, you're trying to get better, you're trying to improve, replicate what you can from people who are doing it the way that you want to do it.
Return.
Wow, so he's been making a conscious effort of using the backhand angle. Interesting. Oh, wow. So he goes for a drop shot here. Yeah, so execution was just not good. Execution was just not good there. Because, I mean, it landed literally at the service line. For Federer, you got to have way higher standards than that. You know? That's not going to cut it against Djokovic. That's why he got burned.
In the last 10 minutes.
Spotted by Djokovic and too much.
He could have also disguised it a little bit longer and kind of sold the fact that he was going to rip a forehand.